Hi, I'm Hazel from Rebel Wolf, and today I'm talking about using TikTok trends to promote your business. Juicy stuff. Social media is a phenomenally powerful tool in the digital age. It gives you direct access to millions of potential customers, and when done well, can garner you huge reach organically without the need to pay to get in front of people. Facebook was arguably the original platform for this, with many businesses in the early days of Facebook attracting huge audiences that they still leverage for revenue to this day. But what we learned from Facebook is that social media platforms have a golden period, a time when they're new enough and hip enough that anybody with the energy and drive to create the type of content people want to see can build a successful revenue stream on them organically. No ad spend needed. But, and it's a big, fat, hairy butt, the kind that you would expect to see on Hagrid, that golden phase does not last indefinitely. So the powers that be create these platforms and allow people to enjoy them for free in order to make them big and successful. As soon as they are, and businesses, entrepreneurs, individuals are successfully using them to create an income, suddenly these platforms start making you pay for the ability to continue. And once that starts, it snowballs. So we saw it with Facebook as they slowly phased in ads and then slowly updated the almighty algorithm to make it impossible for anybody not spending on ads to gain organic reach. These days, if you want any organic reach on Facebook, you have to pay for ads. Absolute madness. But the only way to boost your organic reach is to pay to get in front of people and hope the knock-on effect of that allows you to organically reach even more. YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, they've all followed suit at various stages. So that currently the darling of organic social media is TikTok, and we all love TikTok. It incorporates all the best elements of online content in a single place without all the nonsense we've grown bored of elsewhere. There are no images, there's very little text, it's all about the video. There's access to a huge selection of sound bites, amusing voiceovers, and of course other people's content. Nobody's trying to make you read a blog or an article or even a caption that's too long because the platform just doesn't support it. And the best part is that going viral on TikTok really only requires you to jump on the latest trend. But what relevance does TikTok have to businesses? Absolutely none. It's not a networking site like LinkedIn, which is now also monetized. It's not a discussion board like Reddit. It doesn't seem like the obvious choice. It's a place for content, pure and simple. So how can you leverage this platform while it's still in its golden period to create huge organic reach and by extension, organic traffic and sales on your website? If, like most entrepreneurs, business owners, marketers, the thought of doing a dumb dance or lip syncing fills you with dread, don't worry, you're not alone. It's well worth the effort though, if you're doing it right. So here is how to easily use TikTok trends to promote your business. So if you want to use viral TikToks to promote your business, you need to relate it back to what you do. One of my pet hates on social media is marketing gurus who build decent followings by jumping on all the trends, doing all the viral shit, and then touting themselves as qualified to teach you how to market your business on social media. Now, let's be crystal clear about something. Having a huge social media following only helps your business if you have an audience that is relevant, so likely to want to buy what you offer, and genuinely engaged, so likely to actually buy it at some point. Otherwise, you just have a ton of people who like to watch you tit about but will never actually send any money your way. Now, influencers do this and leverage their audience to make tons of money, but they do this through sponsorships and various other ways of people paying them to continue to create content. They don't generally do it to promote a specific business selling a particular product or service, and if they do, it happens after the fact as merchandise because they're an influencer. So if you have TikTok, odds are you follow a few accounts that are purely for fun. People doing things that you find entertaining and you follow them to see more entertaining videos. But I'll wager that you probably have no idea what they do professionally unless being an influencer is their profession. So if they told you they were a lawyer, for example, would you need to hire them just because you follow them? Would you want to hire them given how many times you've watched them pratfall for laughs on camera? Would you take them seriously? What about teachers who get huge followings from doing amusing little skits? about their students. You follow them to watch more skits, but are you actually ever going to move house and enroll your kids in their school that they happen to teach at? Not very likely. So building a following on TikTok is actually relatively easy. You just need to jump on all the trends, post regularly, and you'll quickly gain traction. The trick, and it's a big trick, is doing this in such a way that it actually benefits your business and doesn't just build you an audience. So you want followers who will buy your products, who will hire you for your services, and that takes a bit more finesse. So when you're jumping on trends, be sure to relate the videos you create back to what you do, your core offerings. That might mean tweaking the trend slightly, or adding a caption or text over the video that explains how it's relevant. So one great way to do this is to change the lyrics of a song to reflect what you do. So you film the trend as it's trending to the real song, but have captions over the video that include alternative lyrics discussing your industry or services. And you can look at other ways to link trends to what you do. So is there a theme you can pick up on from the trend that relates to your offerings? Can the trend serve as an analogy or a metaphor for an element of your industry or work? Even if you can't think of anything, you can still use it as an opportunity to discuss work by simply saying, taking a break to, and then emphasizing the importance of sort of self-care and having time out for yourself to do stupid things like TikToks. Now, when you're jumping on TikTok trends, don't overthink them. You can perfectly choreograph every trend you jump on so it's pristine in terms of set, makeup, hair, camera angle, lighting, or you can just whack your phone on a tripod and do it. For one of my recent TikToks, jumping on the Wednesday dance trend, I really didn't think about it much. I grabbed a black floaty dress, and yes, that's just one of my normal dresses that I wear on a regular day. I didn't buy it or anything. It's by the fabulous Killstar, if you're wondering. And I quickly put my hair in pigtails, popped my phone on my ring light, and away I went. I could have redone my makeup in a Wednesday specific look and taken more care with my outfit, but I didn't. I could have spent hours trying to make my hair look like hers. I didn't. Bish bash bosh, job done. The problem with thinking too much about these things is that you end up getting in your own way. And I've done this so many times. Suddenly you don't have the time to do it because it's become a performance. You're worried about it all looking perfect. You get too self-conscious. There are things that you need in order to do it, the perfect makeup or the perfect hair or the outfit, and you don't have them, so you delay until you do have them, but then you never get around to buying them, or you can't afford to buy them, so you delay and you delay, and in the end you just end up giving up on the whole thing as a bad job. One of the key things here, and I am so guilty of forgetting this, is to remember that we're talking about trends. You have a short window while the trend is massively trending, during which time you can jump on it and get tons and tons of views with very little effort. But the longer it takes you to get on the trend, to jump on the bandwagon, the fewer views you're going to get for your effort. So overthinking is a huge issue because it delays you. The trick, and I freely admit I need to get better at this myself, is to just do it. Just do a trending video the second you realise something is trending. Don't wait until tomorrow or next week, or when you've written a blog that's relevant to it, or when you've next had your hair and your nails done, or when you've had a chance to order, the perfect outfit or prop. Just do it. There are a couple of exceptions to this. For example, certain transitions trends require a specific prop. So like an umbrella, for example, and if you don't have an umbrella on you, you clearly can't do it until you do. So there are, kind of times when you need to wait until you've got the specific thing that you need. Just try and keep that time to as short a time as possible. Firstly, so you don't miss the window, and secondly, because the longer you wait, the more in your head you'll get about it, the harder it will become to actually do it. So viral trends, you need to lean into the embarrassment. A lot of people, myself included, have avoided doing TikTok trends and avoided other social media opportunities because they're embarrassed at the thought of doing them. And the thing is, what is hugely popular on social media is not perfectly polished people doing things flawlessly. It's about real people just dicking about at home, either on their own or with the spouse or with the mates. The viral videos and influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers become popular because they're genuine. They may look like absolute idiots, but they'll laugh out loud funny and have a particular skit that's worked for them, so they keep doing it. So everyone in these videos is doing something potentially embarrassing. They're dressed in weird costumes, getting insulted, or doing a very bad dance. But the embarrassment is the point. It's just funny, light-hearted entertainment, and that's the whole thing with social media. Don't take yourself too seriously while doing it. Feel embarrassed, but film it anyway. Remember, you don't actually have to post it. So the more you film these things, the more comfortable you will get doing them. You might end up with a load of drafts of stuff that you never actually post. But every one that you film will teach you something, and every single one will build your confidence until one day you're at a point where you actually do start posting. So the other thing to do is avoid other people's input. If you're unsure about the videos that you make, you can always get second opinions. You can show the draft to a friend and see how they react. Just be really wary when you're doing this, because you're asking for opinions from other people, and that can easily get in your own way. So my other half is incredibly supportive, but I've learned not to show him social content before I post it, because he nitpicks. He's a perfectionist. He's being helpful. He's trying to make sure that it's perfect, but it just leads to me overthinking it. I'll lose all enthusiasm for what I've done, and I don't want to post it anymore because I'm second guessing, thinking, oh, maybe I should redo it and do it how he said, and then I'll try and redo it, and I'll think, oh no, it's still not perfect, and I just end up getting too in my head about it. So it depends on your personality. If you're capable of hearing helpful advice and either taking it or leaving it without it making you feel more self-conscious, then go for it. But just be warned, it may not help as much as you think. In fact, it can make it all the harder. You'll often find people give you unsolicited advice to ignore it. If you didn't ask for their opinion, they have no right to take up space in your head. You don't need that shit. You just don't. So a few months ago, my mother voiced an opinion on a review I did of an episode of Game of Thrones, and I have plans to review every episode as they were aired, but it took me months to psych myself up to do another one after her comments, because she really got in my head. She didn't like the fact that I swore in it. She didn't like the way I was talking. She thought I was portraying myself in a certain way, like I was acting like somebody else. And I wasn't. I was being myself. The salient point that she missed was that she just doesn't know me very well and has never been particularly accepting of my kind of alternative nature and tendencies. She's always ignored them and thought of me as being very different. Is that my problem? No, not in the least. Did it get in my head and make me hesitant to record more reviews? Absolutely. I never asked her for her opinion. I never even showed her the video. The fact that she saw it was a fluke because she doesn't understand Facebook, which is a whole other story. But I was the one who had to deal with, and do all of this mindset work to overcome a major confidence issue that was holding me back from building my author platform, all because my mother had given me an unsolicited opinion. I've learned to ignore the opinions of others when it comes to my content. Just let it wash over you. If they insist on voicing thoughts you never asked for, just don't listen to them. Usually the problem is that your thing, whatever that is just not something that they're interested in or understand. They don't get it. They don't understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, so they view it negatively. But they're not your audience. They're not your ideal clients. You've not made your content for them. So their opinions are only really going to undermine the positive aspects of your content and what you do and make you second guess yourself. And final tip is to cross-post to all your other channels. I'm a huge fan of repurposing content to get the most mileage out of it as possible. So you should absolutely be cross-posting your TikToks to other channels. Reels on Instagram are the easiest. You can also post them to Facebook, post them elsewhere. This is worth doing partly because it saves you creating different content for different channels, and partly because you can just never predict what will work best on which channel. That Wednesday dance video I did, overnight that garnered a couple of hundred views on TikTok, which is where it was trending. But on Facebook, it got over 2,000 overnight. Some videos go viral on TikTok and barely get views on other platforms. And likewise, you'll post something on TikTok that gets a meager handful of views and you've had it absolutely blow up on Instagram or Facebook. You never know, it's a cross post. And one last thing, if you're still unsure on how to jump on TikTok trends, be sure to follow me at Rebel Wolf Marketing, where I will be walking my talk and hopping on the latest trends myself. Better yet, I'll be including easy tutorials that will help you jump on them yourselves without overthinking.